Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving into one of the world's largest and most influential religions, Islam. For many it might conjure up distant images, but beneath the surface lies a rich history, profound teachings, and a vibrant civilization that has shaped humanity. We're going to explore its core values, powerful origins, and how Islam continues to impact billions of lives today. Let's pull back the curtain and gain a deeper understanding of this complex and meaningful world. 1. Origins, revelation, and the role of Prophet Muhammad. Islam isn't just a set of rituals. It's rooted in a rich history and profound revelatory experiences. In the early 7th century CE on the Arabian Peninsula, a man named Muhammad ibn Abdullah was born. He grew up in a society grappling with injustice, tribal conflicts, and polytheism. Even before receiving any revelations, Muhammad was known as Al-Amin, the trustworthy one, due to his impeccable ethics and integrity. The biggest turning point in Muhammad's life came in the year 610 CE, when he was 40 years old. While meditating alone in a cave called Hira near Mecca, he received the first revelations from Allah, the one God, through the archangel Gabriel. These divine messages weren't just personal. They were God's words to all of humanity, calling people to abandon idol worship, end societal ills, and worship only the one, all-powerful, and just Creator. Muhammad's role in Islam is that of a prophet and messenger, not a divine being. He's considered the final prophet in a long line of prophets sent by Allah to guide humanity, a lineage that includes Adam, Noah, Abraham, Moses, and Jesus. Muhammad was the one who delivered Allah's message in its complete form, and his life serves as a living example of how to practice those teachings. These revelations continued for 23 years, forming the content of the Qur'an, and his life, known as the Sunnah, became the second primary source of practical guidance for Muslims. Second, Allah. The concept of oneness, Tawhid, and divine attributes. At the very heart of Islamic faith is the absolute belief in Tawhid, the oneness of Allah. This is a concept far deeper than simply believing in one God. Tawhid asserts that Allah is unique in His essence. He has no partners, no equals, and is neither begotten nor begets. He is the creator of all things, the sustainer, and the only one truly worthy of worship. The concept of Tawhid rejects all forms of polytheism, idol worship, or associating any partners with Allah. Muslims believe that Allah is not anthropomorphic. He doesn't have a physical form and cannot be fully grasped by the human mind. He is transcendent, beyond all His creation. In the Qur'an and Hadith, Allah is described through 99 names, or attributes, each reflecting a perfect aspect of His being. For example, Ar-Rahman, the most gracious; Ar-Rahim, the most merciful; Al-Malik, the king; Al-Aziz, the almighty, the victorious; Al-Hakim, the all-wise. Meditating on these attributes helps Muslims understand Allah's greatness, strengthens their faith, and shapes their ethics. The belief in Tawhid is the foundation for every action and thought of a Muslim believer. Third, the Qur'an and Sunnah, foundations of Sharia law. To truly understand Islam, we must grasp the central role of the Qur'an and the Sunnah, the two primary sources of revelation and guidance. The Qur'an is considered the direct word of Allah, preserved without alteration since its revelation to Prophet Muhammad. It's not a chronological narrative, but a collection of chapters, surahs, and verses, ayats, containing doctrines of faith, ethics, laws, stories of previous prophets, and reminders of Allah's greatness in the Day of Judgment. The Quran is not just a sacred text, but also a work of Arabic literature of extraordinary beauty and eloquence. Muslims learn to read, memorize, and reflect upon the Quran as an act of worship and a quest for guidance. The Sunnah complements the Quran by providing context, detailed explanations, and practical examples of how to apply Quranic teachings to daily life. The Sunnah is recorded in collections called Hadith, which are narrations of the Prophet Muhammad's sayings, actions, and approvals. For instance, the Quran commands prayer, but the Sunnah details the specific movements and recitations of prayer. The Sunnah also clarifies issues regarding marriage, commerce, ethics, and social relations that the Quran might address in general terms. From these two primary sources, Islamic scholars develop Sharia. Sharia isn't a single rigid code, but a comprehensive system of law and ethics derived from principles and rulings found in the Qur'an and Sunnah. It encompasses regulations concerning worship, ibadah, social transactions, mu'amalat, marriage and family, criminal law, and personal ethics. Sharia is understood as the path to the watering place, a path leading to righteousness and harmony with Allah's will. There are various schools of thought, madhabs within Islamic law, each with slightly different interpretations and applications of Sharia, contributing to the diversity and flexibility within Islamic legal thinking. 4. The five pillars of Islam. Deeper meanings. The five pillars are more than just ritualistic actions. They are practical foundations that strengthen faith and build community. Shahada, declaration of faith. This is the core statement. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. This declaration is not just a verbal acknowledgement, but a profound commitment of the heart, serving as the gateway to Islam. It requires understanding, firm belief, and corresponding action. Salat, prayer, performed 5 times a day at specific times: dawn, noon, mid-afternoon, sunset, night, facing the Kaaba in Mecca. Salat is a direct connection between the worshipper and Allah, requiring no intermediaries. It's a form of meditation, a reminder of Allah's presence, helping individuals detach from worldly worries, cultivating discipline, humility, and gratitude. The bowing and prostration gestures symbolize complete submission to the Almighty. Zakat, obligatory charity. Zakat is a social and financial obligation, typically 2.5% of accumulated wealth above a certain threshold, nisab, designated for the poor, the indebted, travelers, and other charitable causes. Zakat isn't mere charity. It's considered a right of the poor to a portion of the rich's wealth. It purifies wealth, reduces social inequality, and fosters solidarity and communal responsibility. Sawm, fasting during Ramadan. During the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, Muslims abstain from food, drink, and physical desires from dawn till sunset. This is not just physical abstinence, but a spiritual exercise in self-discipline, willpower, empathy for the less fortunate, and an intensified spiritual connection with Allah. Ramadan is also a time for increased Quranic recitation, reflection, and good deeds. Hajj, pilgrimage to Mecca. This is an obligation to be performed at least once in a lifetime by those who are physically and financially able. Hajj is a great spiritual journey, bringing together millions of Muslims from around the globe in Mecca. It symbolizes the equality of all believers before Allah, regardless of race, social status, or nationality. The rituals of Hajj reenact the steps of Prophet Abraham, and Ishmael, reinforcing a sense of unity and shared heritage within the Ummah, the global Muslim community. 5 major branches: Sunni and Shia. Shia Islam is a faith unified by core beliefs, but it also encompasses diversity in its schools of thought and branches. The 2 largest branches are Sunni and Shia, making up the vast majority of Muslims worldwide. The initial split between Sunni and Shia originated from a disagreement over the succession to Prophet Muhammad after his death in 632 CE. Sunnis, meaning people of the Sunnah, believe that Muhammad's successor should be chosen based on their leadership abilities and piety. They accept the first 4 caliphs as legitimate successors and adhere to the Sunnah, the tradition of the Prophet. This is the largest branch, accounting for about 85 to 90% of global Muslims. Shias, meaning Party of Ali, believe that the succession belongs to the Prophet's bloodline through his son-in-law and cousin, Ali ibn Abi Talib. They consider Ali and subsequent imams, spiritual leaders, from his lineage to be divinely appointed political and spiritual leaders. The Shia branch comprises about 10 to 15% of the total Muslim population, primarily concentrated in Iran, Iraq, Azerbaijan, Bahrain, and parts of Lebanon and Pakistan. Despite their historical and leadership differences, both branches share core beliefs in Allah, the Qur'an, and Prophet Muhammad, as well as the practice of the 5 pillars of Islam. The differences primarily lie in the interpretation of some religious texts, jurisprudence, and the role of religious authorities. 6. Misconceptions and the values of peace in Islam. Unfortunately, Islam is often misunderstood due to the actions of a small extremist minority or a lack of accurate information. It's crucial to emphasize that the vast majority of Muslims worldwide are peace-loving people who believe in tolerance, justice, and compassion. Violence and terrorism. Islam strongly condemns violence against innocents, terrorism, and murder. The Quran teaches, "Whoever kills a soul, unless for a soul or for corruption done in the land, it is as if he had slain all of mankind. And whoever saves one, it is as if he had saved all of mankind." Quran 5:32. Extremist actions do not represent mainstream Islamic teachings. Jihad. The term jihad is often gravely misunderstood as holy war or violent conflict. However, its root meaning is struggle or exertion. There are two main types of jihad. The greater jihad, Jihad al-Akbar, is the internal struggle of each individual to overcome their desires, weaknesses, and to live a moral life submitting to Allah. The lesser jihad, Jihad al-Asghar, is the struggle to defend oneself, one's family or community from oppression or aggression, but it must strictly adhere to Islamic ethical rules of warfare, prohibiting harm to civilians, women, children, and the elderly. Women in Islam. Muslim women have spiritual and legal equality with men according to Islamic teachings. They have rights to education, work, owning property, voting, and participating in social life. The wearing of a headscarf, hijab, is often a personal choice based on faith and is seen as a symbol of modesty and devotion to Allah. Customs that restrict women in certain regions are often due to local cultural factors or extremist interpretations, not universal Islamic doctrine. Islam promotes values like justice, equality, compassion, forgiveness, and the protection of the vulnerable. It encourages interfaith dialogue and peaceful coexistence with people of other faiths, as the Quran states, "There shall be no compulsion in acceptance of the religion." Quran 256. 7. Conclusion. Islam in the modern world. Islam is a dynamic and multifaceted faith with a glorious history and a vital role in the modern world. It has made immense contributions to science, mathematics, medicine, philosophy, art, and architecture, especially during the Islamic Golden Age. In an increasingly connected yet often misunderstood world, gaining a deeper understanding of different cultures and religions is essential. Islam, with its message of the oneness of God, social responsibility, and inner struggle, continues to be a guiding light for billions of people. I hope that through this video, you've gained a more comprehensive and nuanced understanding of Islam, moving beyond stereotypes and misconceptions. Knowledge leads to respect, and respect is the foundation for a more peaceful and prosperous world. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or would like to explore a specific aspect of Islam further, please leave a comment below. Let's keep this conversation going.